Hello everyone and welcome to the next Dark Souls 2 bonus episode. Today I will at least be showing you Lot and Zalin, the king's pets. I've actually decided to somewhat cheat on this section a little. Now before you go all crazy, let me tell you what I mean. I will firstly hop into this enough boringness to be had. I will show you the path to the boss fight. No cheating necessary there. At that point, I'll stop the recording quite quickly. I'll back up my save file and then I'll try the boss. And basically, if I fail, I'll make sure to tell you how often I died. Don't worry about that. I'm not trying to hide the fact that these bosses are difficult. You do die a lot to them, so it's perfectly possible to die to them repeatedly. Where do we even want to go there? But the point is, running to them takes forever. And since I don't feel like running to them repeatedly, if I die to them, instead of running there again, I will just load the backup save file and start over, basically. That way I don't have to run through this section every single time, because there's no shortcut for this. The optional fights in all of the 3 DLCs, all of them have a difficult optional boss fight, and none of them are in any way shortcuttable. So there's a tedious and really long and difficult section leading up to the bosses, and you have to play through them every time you die to the boss. I don't even know where I want to go. That way. To the houses. Well, ruins, I guess. Now see how it's already quite low visibility right now? And as you walk through here, occasionally this happens. Complete whiteout. You see nothing. And in this whiteout, enemies spawn. So that's why I'm just standing here with my shield raised. And that's what makes it so annoying. You can run through here, that's what they do in the speedrun, but it's risky. I mean, it's the one time in all of Dark Souls speedruns where they actually summon an NPC. They summon the Abbess Fever, so she can basically tank the enemies that spawn, or distract them, I guess. And I really don't know what they were thinking, putting these really obnoxious and long sections right in front of really difficult boss fights that you cannot be expected to do on the first try. I mean, talking about boss fights that you're really obviously meant to die to repeatedly. Where's the head of Vengarl? Ah, there he is. And unlike in, I guess, normal Souls fights, where they might well give you this this sort of a difficult fight. I mean, think Ornstein and Smo. That's a Ornstein. Sorry, Ornstein. That's a difficult encounter. But one, go away, Snow, and hopefully no horses. No, that's a horse. See how fun they are to fight? And unlike many enemies in this game, you can't just farm them until they stop respawning. They will respawn indefinitely. I believe there's not even a fixed number each time you load the map. Just... there is a certain amount of them, and... or rather there isn't, what I meant to say. So basically they keep coming back. As long as you're in the snowstorm and out in the open, they will spawn. Pretty sure there's going to be another one. I'm not. There might be a set number each time the map loads, but I'm pretty certain you can't vanquish them, basically, or kill them so often that they stop respawning. I don't know if I introduced that phrase, but I refer to that as vanquishing. Oh look, snow started up again. Okay, now we're heading down to that building. And you need to do this, unless you do what I'll do and back up your save game. You need to do this every time you want to try these bosses. And you will not do them on your first try. It doesn't happen. Well, I mean, you might get really lucky, or you might be an incredibly skilled player, or you might be ridiculously overpowered for this place, even though, honestly, it's difficult to be that overpowered for the DLC. Now, where is the house? There is the house. And this is the good visibility, by the way. I'm not sure how good it'll look on YouTube, especially if you're not running it on 1080p full screen. But this is not the best of qualities, or the best of visibilities, rather. I mean, quality is, well, it's the kind of quality I can offer, I guess. And even inside the house, you still have the really low visibility from the sandstorm. It just isn't that dangerous, I guess. Might as well use a ferrous lockstone here since I have it. That'll make, I guess, hot water come out. And as you can see, maybe one of you guys would actually stand in here because I'm not damaged right now. Come on. Anyway, it heals, basically. That's what I'm saying. Come on. There, see Head of Vengal's health? No, we only need the Manhunter to also stand in the water. I mean, she's standing in the water. Ah, now the game actually realized. Sometimes you're standing in the water, but the game doesn't realize. Or, I guess the NPCs. Never had that happen to me personally. Now, horses can't spawn in the buildings, but they can spawn outside of them and kind of find their way in. So, if you're in a building, don't leave it during a snowstorm, I guess is what I'm saying. That way next. And yeah, there's random, I don't know, creatures, things walking around in the snow. They're not too dangerous, these guys here. Oh dear, where's everyone else? Okay, no idea where that hit me. He charged past me. But yeah, the navigation here is essentially you go from one building to the next. There's a horsey over where Vengal is, but I can't see it well enough to make a safe approach. I'm not exactly sure who designed this place, but they were not very smart, I'd say. Now, if you know this place well and played a little more riskily than I do, yes, you could probably get through here faster. Wow. So yeah, I get the feeling that every snowstorm spawns a horse. It's just very difficult to guess which direction it'll attack from. I'll stick to my advice though, do not move forward if there's a snowstorm, or if you have the low visibility. I'm just calling them snowstorms, I guess they might be magical discharges of magicalness. Here you get a human effigy. Oh yeah, by the way, the hat I found, the mirror hat. That's the hat that Lucatiel is wearing, except without the mask attached to it. So if you get Lucatiel's hat, it's got a mask attached, and people were asking for the helmet without the mask, and I guess they were given it. Okay, from here it's kind of difficult to see where you need to go. It's kind of this direction, but there's not really any big landscape features that tell you that's the right way. This is the right way, trust me. We're almost there now, but yeah, it's been a while. Oh, the Abyss healed me. Keep forgetting that she sometimes does that. Okay. Okay, snowstorm time again. And there comes the horse. It's particularly annoying to fight this one here, because there's, I think, a few, at least one or two fixed spawns that will always spawn somewhere here. I believe so anyway. So while they're jumping about and hopping and just being generally very mobile, it can happen quite quickly that you end up aggroing 2 or 3 at the same time, and then it just becomes really difficult to deal with them. Okay, but once you're down this canyon, that's when you know you're almost where you want to be. And yeah, this entire section you need to cross every single time. The closest bonfire is the one I started from before I slid down on the coffin. And there are no shortcuts, there's no back door you can open that makes it easy to get here. Okay, now, I want everyone to be here. What's Vengal doing exactly? Okay. Okay guys, let's warm up. I'll actually cut here and heal up the NPCs to full. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Actually, no, I'll probably add the boss fight to the end of this. So, for you, no time will pass and you'll see the boss fight. And here we go. Let me just apply my weapon buff. These guys are weak to fire, so it's a good thing to go with. And then we have Lud, the king's pet. Now I have 3 summons, so the second boss will join very quickly. There we go. That's Zalon. Now, if this game had proper or easier aggro management on bosses, that would help, but it doesn't. There we go. Okay, that's the toughest part of the fight done. Now, I can still die, but wow. Okay, that's his... was that his buff? No, that was just his knockback. When he drops too low, he can kind of go enraged. It's a one-time thing, but he can buff his damage, I think? Or just decrease the damage he takes, maybe? I don't know. And regenerate health. But he can only trigger that once, so you don't have to actually out-DPS it, you can just kind of wait. Nah, that's the thing I was talking about. No, that's not the thing I was talking about. He's not triggered it yet. He should. He didn't. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this fight, as you can imagine, doing this solo is not fun. Using all 3 summons, I guess you could consider it cheap, but yeah, it's... if you're not playing online, I'd recommend you to do it. The thing is, all 3 of these optional fights are really meant to be done as co-op fights. They are not intended to be played solo. So, there is no shame at all in summoning. I mean, there's no shame in summoning for any boss fight in Dark Souls ever, but for these in particular, they were not meant to be played solo. Just, that's not how they were designed. So you're meant to be able to summon. That's why they give you 3 different summons to choose from. Or just summon all 3 of them, I guess. Yeah. At least I did this first try. I'm kind of glad of that, because if I'd reloaded the save game, I would not have had my summons with me anymore, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, that was this bonus episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.